Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. So this is the series on ReactJS CRUD example. So it is a first video. So in this series we are going to implement create, read, update operation using the ReactJS and Bootstrap React, and we are going to use the fake JSON server as our API. Okay. So what is ReactJS? ReactJS is a JavaScript library for building single page application. ReactJS comprises components that make our code simple and easy to maintain. Okay, React is a component based application. Okay, so every piece of code is separated into small component so that we can easily develop our application and maintain our code. Okay, so React components are simple JavaScript functions which return JSX. Okay, so React component is nothing but a simple JavaScript function and it's written JSX, JavaScript XML, which is nothing but a HTML that returns from the almost looks like HTML that returns from the function. Okay, to create a React.js application, our local machine should contain node server. Okay, so node server is helps to pull the all required libraries for creating the React.js application. So go to the Node.js download page and based on your operating system, download the software and install on your local machine. Okay, and to create a React.js application, React provides a command, so search like create React app. Once you search, you can see a link here. Click on it. Okay, and here is the command. Okay, npx create React app space name of your project. So using this command, we can create the React.js boilerplate project. Okay, so copy this command. So open the terminal, paste the command. I am going to rename the project name. So I am name it like React 18 CRUD demo. Okay, so run it. So while running it, it's try to pull all the required packages that are required to run or support our React.js application. Okay, wait for few minutes. And here we can see our project got created. Okay, now we have to open our project in our editor. Okay, one of the most recommended editor is Visual Studio Code. Okay, you can search like Visual Studio Code download. Okay, and click on the link, and based on your operating system you can download the installation file and then you can install into your local machine. Okay, so I have already installed my Visual Studio Code. So let's open the project in Visual Studio Code. So here there are few instructions how to open the project. Okay, first we have to go to the root folder of our project. Okay, cd space. Okay, now from here we can easily open our VS Code editor. To do that, code space dot and enter. It will automatically opens the project in Visual Studio Code editor. Okay, here is our React.js project, and to check the version of our project, go to package.json and look for the React library and its version. See, React library, 18th version. Okay, so now let's explore the existing files inside of this project. Okay, if you go to the public folder, you can see index.html. Okay, so this is the file will get appears on every request to the user. Okay, this is the only HTML file available in our project. Okay, we have mentioned that our application is a single page application. So only file when the user request a React application gets is this index.html. Okay, and everything, every code that get painted due to the React.js will be added into this div, okay, where id equal to root is there, right? Under this root div, every React component gets rendered. So that's about the index.html. And next, go to src and go for the index.js. So index.js is the entry file to our React.js application. Okay, this is the entry file, and here you can see some JavaScript like logic getting the root element. See, in our index.html, we have seen root div, right? So somehow it is manipulating to render all the React component data under this element. Okay, so this is the entry file, and from here we can remove few codes that we no need while learning. Remove the web vitals method and its reference, and also remove the React in strict mode. Okay, so our index.js looks like this. And here you can see some custom element tag like app. So this app is nothing but the entry component of our React application. I have mentioned, right, React is comprises of component. So this is the entry parent of all components, app component. So such like app.js. Okay, so file will be .js only, but it is a React component. How it will be React component means I have mentioned its component is a simple function. You can see simple app function, and it returns JSX content. JSX content is nothing but the HTML only. Only few things will be get deferred. Like if you see in general in HTML we use class, right? Here we have to use like class name. Okay, so there are some syntactic difference. Very few, very few. So it is HTML only, but we call it as JSX. Okay, so this is how our code look like this. Okay, and one more convention is this app component, sorry, any Angular component must be start with capital case. Okay, first letter must be capital case because this function will be rendered as a element here. So if it is a lower case, that is general HTML element. If it is a capital case, that is React component element. Okay, and that's about the app.js and index.js. And next file is package.json. So in general, package.json contains libraries and dependent libraries and the commands how to run the application. Okay, so to run the application, it is very simple. Open the terminal. Okay, so command is like npm start. And here we can see our React.js application running under localhost 3000 using the development server. Okay, so by default, our React application when we run looks like this. Okay, now what I will do, I want to remove this default content. As a first step, I want to add the sum menu. So for adding menu or using any UI components, I want to use the React.js Bootstrap. Okay, so such like React.js Bootstrap. Okay, click on this. So this is the React.js Bootstrap documentation. It's just built on top of the Bootstrap. If you want to use Bootstrap directly, you can use, but it is recommended to use the React Bootstrap because all the UI components it provide, we can use directly into our Angular application without any changes. For suppose if you want to React.js, then you have to change something like one of the main thing like class name. In general, in React Bootstrap, normal Bootstrap HTML, you can see class name, class, right? Everything must be changed to class name. So instead of using normal Bootstrap and changing everything, it is better to use the React.js Bootstrap. Okay, click on Get Started, and here you can see the installation command npm install react-bootstrap bootstrap. That means it's it is two commands. It is installing both React Bootstrap and normal Bootstrap libraries. Okay, copy this command and go to our terminal. Open one more terminal. Okay, and paste the command and install it. Okay, our Bootstrap library is successfully installed. To confirm it, go to package.json and look for the references. Here you can see Bootstrap reference and the React Bootstrap references were added. That means our package successfully installed. Okay, now let's try to add a Bootstrap menu. Okay, so where we can add? One thing is you can add in the app.js. Okay, so instead of directly adding in the app.js, let's think differently. So menu should be appeared for every page in the application. Means it is a common thing, right? So let's create a separate component like layout. So where we can add menu and footer if whatever the common things for a application, we can create it there. So layout is like a theme, master template like that. Okay. For that, let me create a folder structure inside of the component, create folder like shared. Okay. Now inside of shared, I am going to create the my layout.js, nothing but the layout component, React component. So we know that convention component name starts with capital case. Okay, layout.js. Okay, so this is my component file. So we know that how to create a component. It is a function and name first character must be capital. Okay, simple function, and this function must be exported. Okay, and function has to most probably returns the JSX code. So JSX code means nothing but HTML. You can return div or any paragraph, p tag, any tag. For suppose if you want to create a imaginary text, simply open the braces. This is called imaginary text. Okay. So this is my layout component. Now here I want to add the Bootstrap navbar component. Okay. For that, go to Bootstrap website. Okay. Click on the components, and here you can see the navbar. Okay, you can see a number of examples here. Okay, you can copy any one of those examples. Okay, let's copy this navbar. Okay, and paste it inside of our imaginary tags. Okay, everything is a component, React component. Every element is a React component. Okay, but don't scare, no need to learn everything at a time. You can learn them slowly, but for now think them as navbar is one component, container is one component, and a nav tag, it is one component. Those are components from React Bootstrap. Since we are using those components, right, we have to import those namespaces as well. So here you can see navbar, nav, right? Copy them, these three namespaces, and add them here. Okay, so this is my navbar. For now, I don't want any nav element. Okay, and this demo is I am going to show the if fruits, collection of fruits and prices, a sample example. Okay, so I will name my application name like fruit bucket. Okay, and here BG means background color. It is showing dark, right? I want to get the some green color. I can use success, and variant will be dark. And here there will be a one more expand. Okay, LG. This is for the screen sizes. Okay, and one more thing. After installing Bootstrap, I forgot one thing. We have to import the Bootstrap CSS file in the index.js file, because that is the entry.js file, right? So here we have to import the bootstrap file. So bootstrap slash list slash css slash bootstrap.min.css. Okay, that is the thing I forgot. Now get back to our layout component. So now we have added our navbar menu, right? So where we have to render this? We have to render this in the what is our entry React component app component. Here we have to use. So let me get rid of all these things. Okay, and add the layout element. Okay, so simple function name will be used as a tag here. Okay, see, name also imported. Okay, so let's run and check whether our menu is rendered or not. Okay, nothing is coming here. I am expected a menu bar. So what happened? Sorry, I named my background color wrong, missing C. Okay, now I think it should come. See, now it is coming. So Bootstrap menu bar is added with the heading. And I want to display some welcome message as a page content. Okay, where I have to create. One thing is every component should have single element. Okay, you cannot create like this double divs. Okay, see here red line arrow is showing. Okay, that means I have to create the content inside of it. So let me write like welcome. Okay, now check. But it is not displaying. That is because any content that is inside of any tag, okay, component tag, React component tag, that if you want that content to be displayed, then this content to be passed to this component. Okay. So how can we can pass means we can use the advantage of props. Okay, so these props is nothing but a default. It's going to give either any default properties, so we can pass some properties here. Okay, custom properties like this. Either props can read these properties or the content inside of this through these props. Okay, now we have props. I can read the content inside of the tags. For that, what I will do, I will create one more container. Okay, and here I want to render. So to render any HTML or a string or a expression, okay, dynamically inside of the React application, we have to use flower brackets. So these flower brackets are used for rendering a HTML content or a string content or any expression based content. Okay, so here inside of this I want to pass the content of the inside of the element tags. So to pass that I can use props, and to get the content we can call children. Okay, children. So this children gives the this content inside of it. Okay, now let's check whether we are able to render our welcome message or not. See, now I got the welcome message. If you want, you can give the HTML as well. Let me wrap it around h1 tags. Okay, see, now it is little better, right? So this way we can render the content inside of our element tags. Okay, now we need to have a API, right? In general, we are going to consume in real time. We are going to consume some real time server API, right? For this demo, to mainly concentrate on only the ReactJS application. Okay, as a ReactJS developer, I no need to concern how to create the API like that, right? For that, we can use a fake JSON server. Okay, we no need to write any code for that. Okay, by running simple commands, we can set up a fake JSON server in our local machine. Go to JSON server, search like JSON server, and click on this npm. Okay, and go to the GitHub. And here you can find every step-by-step documentation in this GitHub README document. Okay. So first thing, what we have to do means we have to install the JSON server globally. For that, this is the command. Copy this command. Okay. Open the terminal anywhere. Okay. Anywhere in your system. Okay. And paste that command. npm install -g and JSON server and run it. Okay. Then it's going to install the JSON server in your local machine. Okay. Then we have to start the JSON server for us for our demo. To start a JSON server, this is the command. Here you can see, right? JSON server -watch db.json. So this is the command to JSON server. What it will do means wherever we run this command in that folder, it's going to add a db.json file, simple JSON file. Okay. In that JSON file, we can add our data like a API response, dummy data. Okay. Then if you ask, okay, by default, this DB-JSON server also runs under port number 3000. If you access that, you can get your dummy data as a API response. Very easy and very simple for the learners who don't want to know about the API calls. This JSON server is the perfect thing. Okay, because we can implement everything: create operation, read operation, update operation, and delete operation. Every operation is supported by this JSON server. Okay, to start the JSON server, we have to run this command. But I have mentioned this also runs under port number 3000, and our Angular application also runs under 3000. So two applications cannot run under same port in a machine. So for that, we have to use different port number for our JSON server. So such like port. Here you can see there is a one more command with port where we can specify the port number as well explicitly. Okay, so copy this command. For my demo, what I will do, I want to create and run that DB-JSON server within my ReactJS application itself. So what I will do for this demo purpose only, okay? In package.json, I am going to create a command to run the JSON server. Okay, so JSON run, this is my command name, and here is the command. We have to copy the this, not this one, this one. Copy the command, okay, and double quotes, paste it here. I want to run my JSON server on port number like 4000. Okay, so my React application runs on 3000, my JSON server application runs on 4000. Okay, now let me run this JSON server. For that, let me open one more terminal. Okay, and to run this command, npm run, and what is the command name? JSON-run, right? So enter it. And you can see all default some API routes like post, comments, and profile. So let me copy this sample URL, okay, and paste it over here and see some response is coming. Okay, so each URL here it is showing is right one API. Okay, like that you can configure n number of endpoints in our local system. How these are coming means, okay, whenever whenever we run this command for the first time, it's going to create a db.json file. Okay, if you search like db.json, see, this is not the react.js file. This is the file created because we have run our JSON server command. Okay, so whatever the JavaScript object or a JSON object you have given here, that will be come as one endpoint. See, this root object is one endpoint, post endpoint. Okay, and this comments endpoint is one endpoint, comments. Like that, whatever root object property name will be one endpoint. Like that, it will show. For me, let me clear all these of default things and let me name it like fruits. That is my endpoint name. and I'm getting array of fruits. Okay, so property like ID, name like apples, and quantity like 2 kgs or 3 kgs, and cost some 200, and some image URL. Okay, for displaying, for nice display, I'm going to use some random image URLs. Okay, some random URL. Okay, this is my Fruits API response, and this is the Fruits API endpoint. If you save it and observe the console, new endpoint will be generated. If I scroll down, here you can see new endpoint is automatically generated. If I copy that endpoint and paste it over here, see, whatever the response I added, right, all that response will be coming. And I want to show few more things like documentation. So here are the routes, okay, some example routes. So in general, our all CRUD operation depends upon get request, post request, put request, delete request, right? So for every request, JSON server, these are the endpoints, sample endpoints. That means we can use this server to implement all our CRUD operations. Next, we are going to implement the read operation. Read operation means I am going to consume this API, okay, in my React.js, and this response I am going to render as some cards, nice cards I want to display, which means read operation, reading from the server and displaying on the UI. So next we are going to implement that read operation. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video delivered some useful information to you all. If you like the content, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Soon we are going to meet with new videos. Until then, signing off.